Hello, hello. Good afternoon, dear students. How are you today? I hope you are doing pretty well. So we're about to begin this session, and before that, I just want to make sure if you can listen to me properly. Okay. So there is a chat over here in StreamYard, so in which you can share your comments, your questions, and everything. Okay. So here we go. Let's get started. So, welcome to this first session. This is, the first open session we're going to have as your virtual advisor. My name is Connie Vasquez, and I'm going to be helping you in this module 7, right? My world in another language. So, we're going to be working together in this last 3 weeks we have left, okay? So, I welcome you to this session, and we're going to discuss some topics related to the things we're going to learn during the week, right? We're going to have some general information. We're going to check how the how the homeworks are going to be carried on, okay? And also, let me tell you that if you have any questions related to my explanation, we're going to have some minutes at the end of the transmission, ¿ok? So at the end of the session. Ok, chicos, bienvenidos a este espacio abierto con su asesor virtual. Mi nombre es Connie Vázquez y pues bueno, los voy a estar acompañando en este proceso de este módulo 7, mi mundo en otra lengua. Y además vamos a estar trabajando en realizar esas actividades, en acompañarlos en en estas 3 semanitas que nos restan de este módulo. Estamos ahorita trabajando en la semana 2. Entonces, siéntanse con la confianza de preguntar, de mandarme algún mensajito a través del mensajero de la plataforma, de mandarme algún correo electrónico, si tienen alguna duda, alguna inquietud referente al trabajo que vamos a realizar en estas 3 semanas que nos quedan de este módulo 7. ¿Ok? La sesión va a ser en inglés, igual va a ser inglés-español, dependiendo si vemos que surgen muchas dudas al respecto, y vamos a hablar de los temas que vamos a trabajar para esta semana 2, ¿ok? Recordándoles que la dinámica de trabajo para este módulo son 2 sesiones abiertas, 2 espacios abiertos entre los días miércoles y jueves, ¿ok? Para que ustedes ya tengan como muy programado, muy agendadas sus actividades para poder tener este encuentro con ustedes donde podamos resolver las dudas en tiempo real, ¿ok? También les recuerdo que esta sesión va a ser grabada y posteriormente va a ser publicada en el foro de novedades para que puedan atenderla en el momento que ustedes lo deseen, si por algo no pudieron asistir a la sesión virtual, ¿ok? So, si tienen alguna preguntita, vayan anotándolas en alguna libretita o en su celular o en alguna parte. Y al final de la explicación, al final de la sesión, podemos tener ese espacio para las dudas que vayan surgiendo en el inter de la explicación. ¿Ok? So, but for that, let's begin. I'm going to share my screen because I want you to check there is a PowerPoint presentation. I want you to look at it. So, just give me 1 second. Okay. Here we are. Okay. I think I am sharing my screen right now. So what I want you to see, it is this PowerPoint presentation, and I think it's happening pretty well. Just in case you don't listen to me or something, you can write in the chat over there. You can write your questions if there's something. It is coming along the way, so you can write it down, and then at the end we're gonna check everything. Okay. So this is the second session, well, which is the second week of work we're gonna have for this module 7, my life in another language. Okay, so well, let's continue with this. The session purpose, it is to explain you guys the assignments of the week and give you more tools to improve your language learning for this week 2. This week 2 is called customs and traditions. Okay, so we're going to continue with the checklist of this session. We're going to see very quickly the evaluation criteria, just quickly review. We're going to check some extra resources, okay, the ones that you can check in order if you have more questions or doubts about some topics that are not very clear for you. Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you where to find more information about it. Also, we're going to check the just a general view about the resources of the week, and we're going to check the learning forum, the assignment 3, which is apply a happy day. We're going to check the assignment 4, making my family timeline. So in here we're going to check also the specific instructions, the specific activities to do in these two homeworks, okay? And at the end, we're gonna have other subjects. So I'm gonna show you some online tools, and we're gonna talk about something related to extensions, okay? So these online tools, I suppose that you have already worked on them, but anyway, I want to refresh a little bit, and also I'm going to publish these online tools in the Novedades forum, so get ready for it. Okay, but first of all, before beginning, what did you learn last week? For the last week unit 1, okay, week 1, it was, you guys did two activities, the dancing at the Moulin and the meanwhile, okay? So what did you do? What did you learn in these two past activities? Well, you learned how to describe events, right? How to use the simple present, the present continuous, the simple past, the past continuous, and also you practice the fluency and the pronunciation as well. Okay, so for this week number 2, we're going to continue working with past tenses. In the week 1, you learn also the simple present and the present continuous. So for this number 2, we're just gonna, start practicing a little bit more about the past tenses in simple and continuous. Okay, the evaluation criteria is going to be very quickly. We are right now here in week number 2, and I remind you guys that all the integrated activities, they have the 7% of the value in the whole module, okay, which at the end add the 42% of the whole module here. So it is 7 and 7, 7 per each activity. We are right now in week 2, and also I remind you that there are some extra exercises and activities, the ones you need to work, and they're going to be assessed directly in the platform. Okay, as you can see, you have you can see over here these green dots. Okay, and that is the 5% of your final grade at the end of the module. So it is very important you do these activities are directly in the platform. Okay, that will give you the final grade, and in addition to this, at the end of the module is going to be added to your score. Okay, so extra resources. What do we have in extra resources over here? Well, there is a section in the platform. I don't know, guys, if you have served pretty well in the whole platform. We have this section, it says Fuentes de Consulta. So in here, if you click in there, another window is going to appear, and is this one in which you can find more videos related to the topics for you guys to refresh or learn a little bit more. Perhaps there is a topic you haven't, you don't have it very clear, right? And you want to get more information about it. So if you click in here in Fuentes de Consulta, so you can find more videos, more tutorials, more explanation about the specific topics you need to learn for the units. Okay, so I'm going to switch my screen because I want to show you where exactly you can find it. You are over here in the module, right? If I click in here in the module over here, let's go and check it out. So this is the front page, right? And you have it over here in the top. If you click in here, so right away it's going to send you to another screen in which you can find the rest of the information. For example, ¿qué es did en inglés? Okay, what is it? So you will have another video with some more explanation about it. Auxiliary verbs do, does, or did. Then you click in here, and then you want to have more exercises related to it. So you can have videos as explanation, and you can have more exercises to practice. Okay, so this one is super awesome because you can find, more videos to double check your learning, okay, to see if you're understanding pretty well. And if you need more exercises to practice, obviously they're going to be for sure here in this section, okay? Fuentes de consulta. So we're going to go back to this, to the PowerPoint. I hope it is, sorry. I hope it is, I'm sharing pretty well this. Okay, so here we are. Resources of the week. Which things I need to check and learn for this week number 2, okay? We are in week number 2, but we're working with unit 3, customs and traditions, okay? So you need to check the guide to see what you're gonna learn, and you need to check the vocabulary and some special verbs you for sure must learn, right? The regular ones and the irregular ones. Why is this important? Because we're talking about past tense. So all the homeworks for this is all the assignments for this week too. Also, you're gonna continue working with past tense. So it is important you learn the verbs and how the verbs change into past tense. Okay, especially the irregular ones because they change in grading. So it is very important that you guys focus on this too. But the resources of the week, you cannot skip anyone, right? So what do you need to do? You need to check one by one and work on these exercises. Did you see these green exercises? Are the ones in the first criteria slide I showed you. For example, these exercises over here, look, these green dots, right now we are in week 3, that's the 5% of your final grade, these exercises, okay? And these ones also, you can check them over here. Let's go back to the module. And they're gonna be assessed directly in the platform, okay? So you work in last Friday night, customs and traditions, our past, auxiliary did, and then you practice the first exercise related to all of this information. That's why you cannot skip any resource, okay? So because you need to work in this one first before answering the exercise. Perhaps you feel that you know already the subjects and all the topics, and you need just more practice. But if you just go ahead directly to the exercise, maybe there's gonna be some extra information you must know before doing it. So if you don't check this one first, you're gonna skip it, and perhaps you're not gonna have a perfect grade. I don't know if you get my point, but you need to work on the resources first. Okay? Also, once you finish checking the resources, it's pretty important to do these 2 exercises, extra ones, because those ones are the same in addition to the 5% at the end of your final grade. I remind you that everything you do in the platform is recorded, okay? So you're gonna have a record of what you're doing. So you cannot skip any element, any resource, because everything it is recorded in your score, just to say it in one way. So you practice, you read the information, you check about the verb to be in past tense, the regular and irregular verbs, the simple past tense, right? You work with the used to, you work with simple past and past continuous, then you work on a biography of a science woman, etc. Right? So, and then you work on the exercises. Obviously, there is another section that is also very useful, and it is to learn further and to practice further. What happens over here? Well, if you click into learn further, it's very important because also you're going to have more explanation about the topics. If you don't have quite clear about the auxiliary did, you're going to have another video telling you what is it about and a new explanation, a new way for you guys to understand the topic. Okay? If you need to check something about the verb to be in simple past or past tense, also there is another video explaining about it. So, to learn further means that if you want to check more information because it's not something very clear, then you click in these videos, okay? I'm gonna go back because there's another resource. It's right now over here. To practice further, if you click into practice further, what happens over here? Okay, if I click in there, I'm going to have exercises directly in the websites, right? So, for example, you are going to check how to say past events, right? How to describe past events using simple past, etc. So this exercise is going to help you to keep working on the past events, or working on the past tense in general, right? But these ones are exercises to practice. So first, if you need more information because the topic is not quite clear, right? You click into learn further, where you are going to find more explanations about the topic. But if you have the topics pretty clear, and then you say, I know what it is, I know how to describe my past events right now, I know I have learned about the verbs, the regular ones, how they change in past, etc., then you just click in extra exercises. Okay? But if you don't have the topics clear, go to learn further. If you have all the topics clear and you said, I just want to practice more, then click over here, okay, to get more exercises. Okay, so as I tell you guys, you cannot skip any resource. You need to check one by one, okay? Then, which are the assignments of the week? Well, we have the forum, and let me tell you also that for both assignments, you have to record an audio. Okay, it's very important because it is also in the rubric, so you need to check it. You need to do it. There are many ways to record audios. Some of you, or most of the students, record the audios directly in your computers, which is totally fine. But there's also extra tools for you to record audios, and also are very easy to use, right? So we're going to check them in a minute. But we have homework 3 and 4, a happy day, and making my family timeline. First of all, for the forum, what is the purpose of this forum? Well, the purpose of this forum is for you guys to keep practicing what you are learning in the week, keep describing past events, keep using your simple past structure or past continuous structure. You also can share about what were you doing before logging into Prepa Online. What were you working before? For example, I don't know, maybe you were working in something else, or maybe you were studying something else. So this forum is for us to get along with the Prepa Online community. So it is pretty useful because you can, meet other classmates, and also you can put into practice what you are learning in this week too. Okay? So it is just, clicking there, write your comment. Remember, it's very important to consider the netiquette rules. Okay? So you say hello, that's the way you open your dialogue, then you describe your past events, or you make the description you want to tell us, and then at the end you need to farewell at the end of your paragraph, and you need to write your name and your group. Okay, taking care of the netiquette rules is going to be very useful, especially because they are for virtual environment, that the one we have right now. Okay, so then we're gonna move on to a happy day. What are we going to do in this assignment? Well, first, the objectives of these assignments are keep identifying the past events, describing them, right? Using the regular and irregular verbs also. And of course, we're going to continue practicing with our fluency and pronunciation. So we need an audio to record. What do you need to do? You need to download the template, okay? Because that's the one you need to work on, and you need to check also the rubric. It's very important. I'm gonna show you how to use this online tool to record audios. Some of you use it already, but anyway, it is pretty good if I show you how to use it again. Okay, So first of all, how to record an audio online directly in a website. If you click in here in this red like microphone, once you click in it, it's going to start recording. Okay, so now as you can see, this little square is blinking, right, which means that it's recording right now, and the numbers are increasing. So which means that your record is in progress, right? Okay, so if I stop in here, I can make a pause, but if I finish, I click just right in the middle. If I click in play, I can listen to myself to see if I'm okay, if I liked it, if I didn't make any mistakes, right? And I play over here and you can listen to it. But if you say, oh, you know what, I made a mistake and I want to repeat it again, or maybe you didn't like it, so you click in this red button and then you're going to restart recording again. So you can make a pause, continue recording, but if you finish, you can stop it. Okay? Then listen to yourself again. And if you say it is okay now, so you click in here, save and share. But in this case, once you click it, the only thing you're going to do it is just select this information, copy, and paste it on your Word document. And that's it. Pretty easy, pretty simple. So when I click in that link, when I open your homework, it's gonna take me directly to your audio already recorded. Okay, so pretty simple to use. Okay, so now let's move on to the homework number 3. Let's do it. A happy day. Okay, what happens here in this happy day? Which are the instructions for it? Okay, very easy. You just need to follow the format, okay? You're going to remember the happiest day of your life, period. Could be, I don't know, maybe if you are a mom or if you are a dad, maybe a special date with your husband, with your wife, with your girlfriend, boyfriend, I don't know. Maybe a special event you had in your family. Maybe you had a special trip. I don't know. For example, in my case, I pasted a picture because it's very important to paste it because it is in the rubric, okay? So you need to consider in pasting it. So you choose a picture about the most important day or the happiest day in your life. You paste it over here and you need to write a paragraph, okay? Write a paragraph of 5 to 8 lines with the story you are going to describe. You can use these questions, right, as a guideline, but you have 2 ways to answer this. It says that you need to write a paragraph, but if it is more comfortable for you to answer here question by question, like, I don't know, the best or the happiest day of my life was when, and then you describe in every single question what happened before, and you accomplish the 5 or 8 lines in all of them, is totally fine. Okay? If you say, I just want to write one single paragraph, okay? I don't want to answer question by question. You just want to start writing over here and then write all the paragraph as it says in the instructions, 5 to 8 lines, perfect too, okay? You have those 2 options, are gonna be pretty good. O sea, si tú consideras que para ti es más fácil ir contestando pregunta por pregunta, pero que al final todas tus respuestas sumen de 5 a 8 líneas, perfecto. Si eso se te hace más fácil. Si se te hace más fácil hacer, contestar estas preguntas ya redactadas en forma de párrafo que cumplan con las 5 a las 8 líneas, también está perfecto, ¿ok? Lo que a ustedes les sea más fácil realizar, ¿sale? Y es importante que incluyan la fotografía de lo que les hace o el momento más feliz de sus vidas. ¿Ok? Sí es importante porque está en la rúbrica. Okay, so let's continue then. For the activity number 2, why is it important to know about the past events? So what do you need to do here? You're going to write another paragraph from 5 to 8 lines, okay, answering this question. Okay, so then you're going to start. I don't know, I think it is important to know about the past events, because, and then you just get your ideas, write 5 to 8 lines over here, and that's it. It is also important to consider, guys, that you can use Arial font, Arial number 12, because I have found some um homeworks in which you guys use, I don't know, actually the font doesn't matter that much. Could be Arial, could be Calibri, could be Century, could be any other font, but the most principal thing is you use number 12, because some, I have found some exercises or homeworks in which you use Arial or any font 20, or I don't know, 18. So it is a huge letter, but if I reduce it, it is just 1 or 2 lines, and they are not accomplishing the 5 to 8 lines. Okay, be very careful with it. Font, you can use anyone, but take care of number 12. Be careful with it. Okay, so the last instruction for this activity, it is record the reading story of the happiest day and the importance of the past events. So what are you going to do? Well, let me reduce it a little bit. You are going to record here what you wrote in the first paragraph and what you wrote in the second one. Both you need to record them. Okay? And paste it over here once you do it. That's it, period. Super simple. Okay, so now we're gonna check very quickly, and it's important also that before you start doing your homework, check the rubric, because there are some specific items you need to consider. Okay, so I'm going to sum this a little bit because I want you to, let me see. I want you to check that in order to get the 100 points are here at the end. Okay, this one. Okay, so you need to read one by one. Okay, but I suggest you to go and read directly the expert part. Why? Because if you want to get the 100 points, you need to accomplish all of this column, right? So, I mean, if you want to read the whole rubric, go ahead. But the most important thing it is you check the expert side. Why? Because you're gonna get the 100 points if you do it. And it is not that difficult to get the 100 points, because all the items are over here are related to the homework. So there's nothing extra. There's nothing you don't know. There's nothing you cannot follow in the template. So it's pretty easy. For example, you download the template, you have to do it directly in the platform. You add a picture, okay? It is important you add a picture. And you are gonna write over here 5 to 8 lines of your story, okay? Then you are going to, if it is your information is clear, of course you're going to be over here. But if the information is not quite accurate and it's kind of superficial, well, you're going to be decreasing your final grade. Okay, also you accomplish all the grammar structures you need to learn and apply for this week too. Also, you use the vocabulary, you use all the tenses you are working, right? You also use some regular and irregular verbs. Of course, you're going to use them. And you use some punctuation marks. You start, what is a punctuation mark? That you start your sentences with capital letters, you finish your sentence with a period at the end. Then, if you need to use capital letters in names of places or cities or any kind of those, you use the capital letter, right? That is writing in a correct way, and that is punctuation. You use commas as well, okay? So also you are accomplishing here um, the 5 to 8 lines in the paragraph in which you talk about the past tense, right? all the sentences are clear, are well structured, you don't have any grammar, syntaxes, or spelling mistakes, and you record your audio about the two paragraphs, right? The importance of the past tense and the happiest day of your life. Okay? Just in case you say, you know what? I am not going to record the audio because, nah, I don't want it. You're going to decrease your final grade a lot. Because also in the attitude criteria over here, it is important to consider that if you're missing one of the elements are required in the template, you're going to be decreasing it according to this, right? If you're missing one, two, or three elements or activities in the template, of course, you're going to be decreasing your final grade. If you don't send your homework on time, and if you say, you know what, I'm going to ask for an extension, maybe something happened, right? But even if you have all the template correct, your sentences are correct, but if you ask for an extension, it is over here, okay? And then you're going to be decreasing your final grade. Also, if you don't save the document according to the code, you can decrease your final grade. Perhaps your homework is perfect. You don't have any mistakes at all. You fulfill the whole template. Okay, it is perfect. But according to the rubric over here, there is a way you need to save the documents. There is a specific name to do it. Which are those specific names? Okay, it's this one over here. Your last name, your name, M07, which is module 7, S, which is week 2, activity 3. The only thing you're going to change it is activity 4, but the rest of the code is going to be the same, right? When you move on to the next week, you're going to change it. Week 3, activity 5, or week 3, activity 6, and so on. Okay? So, but it is very important you save your documents according to that code. Okay? And the rubric says you must do it. So there's no way you cannot do it. Okay? So also, you need to check the communicative criteria, right? You work with the etiquette rules, very important. Your information is clear, is accurate, and you have everything very well structured, right? It is also over there. Your pronunciation, if you have, let's talk about if you have one or two mistakes in pronunciation. Well, I don't think you're going to have that many mistakes, because you are going to practice first your pronunciation before recording the audio. So I think most of you guys don't have any pronunciation mistakes. Perhaps, or the most common errors are in writing. So if you have one, two, three mistakes in writing, maybe the structure of the sentences, perhaps the spelling that maybe a word you didn't write it correctly. So then you're gonna have one mistake over there, right? So 4 to 5, 6 to 8, or more than 8 mistakes, grammatically talking, then you're gonna be decreasing your final grade, depending on, right? But for sure, you're not gonna have those mistakes anyway. So also you have over here your the reason or your ideas about why the importance to know past events. If there is clear the information, it is over there in the rubric, right? If it is kind of confusing, if we cannot understand what you are saying, well, then you're gonna be decreasing your grade. Also, you use the vocabulary and your audio is clear. We can understand pretty well what you're talking about. The pronunciation and fluency has a good pace, right? So all of it is considered. Okay, this is a rubric for the first homework. But now, I don't know if there's any questions about this homework. Okay, you can send type it in the messenger, or send me an email, or send me a message through the platform. But this is what is about homework number 3. Okay, super easy and super simple. Okay, so now let's move on to homework number 4. What happens in number 4? Well, it is making my family timeline. In here, the objectives or the purposes for this homework, it is continue working with past tense, right? But in this case, it's kind of more specific related to how to ask questions in past tense, how to use the auxiliary did, how to give some extra information in past tense. So everything is going to be related to that. And also, we're going to continue working with the fluency and the pronunciation. It says over here that your audios, both homeworks, must last 1 minute and 30 seconds. If you exceed that time, don't worry about it, okay? If you exceed, I don't know, 35 more seconds, 40 more seconds, so it's not a big deal. It's not a big problem. But what I want you to do it is try to feel confident, try to practice a lot, try to work with your fluency in a relaxed way. So then you're not going to have any problems. So feel comfortable recording your audios. Don't feel frustrated about it. If you over exceed the time for 5 seconds, 10 more seconds, 8 seconds, it's not going to be a problem for me, okay? I totally agree about it because I also consider that this is part of the learning process, part of learning a second language. So I'm not going to be that hard with you guys in the speaking part, okay? So what we need to do here, we're going to check the rubric, right? And we're going to check the homework as well. So let's see this one. Okay, this is homework 2. So let me double check if I'm sharing this. Yeah. Okay. It is making my family timeline. All the rubrics are almost the same. Okay? Almost the same in the attitude criteria, communicative criteria, and the critical thinking. Most of them are the same because we are assessing or evaluating the same items. You know, we try to find the same criteria and items for all the homeworks because at the end, that is the purpose, right? To learn how to talk, how to write, how to read in a second language. So these items are going to be kind of the same. But the one that has the specific purpose for the assignment is the cognitive criteria. Okay? Why? Because here they're going to specify the items they need to, well, we need to check in the assignment, and it is related to the assignment template. Okay? So there's no way you can escape from it. If you want to get your 100 points, go to the expert part and complete the whole template. That's it, and super easy. It says over here, you download the template, you write the 10 questions, you write the translation in Spanish, right? You write information about your family. But if you just write 10 or 9, 8 or 10, 7 or 10, you out of 10, sorry, 8 out of 10, 6 out of 10, well, you're gonna be decreasing your grade, right? So you need to write the 10 questions and the 10 answers and their translations. That's it. Super simple. Okay. Then we have over here, in a sec, you use the structures using the past tense, using the verb to be, and the questions words. How to use the auxiliary did to ask questions, how to change how to ask from events in past tense, and everything is related to that, okay? And you have it over here, question words, auxiliary did, etc., right? If your structures have some mistakes, well, then you're going to be, decreasing your final grade. You use the vocabulary, you talk about dates, some expressions in time, some customs, some traditions. You use the comparatives, the superlatives as well. And all of this vocabulary and all of this information, it is in the unit, okay, within the unit. So there's no way you cannot use it because at the end you're going to use it because you're working on it. Okay. Then we have this that you ask, you do an interview to one of your family members. Okay, it could be, I don't know, your brother, your sister, your wife, your husband, a cousin, your grandpa, your grandma, any family member you choose, and you're gonna ask those questions. Of course, you're gonna ask those questions in Spanish, but you're gonna be translating them. Okay, so it's pretty easy, and you answer the 10 questions and you translate all of them. That's it. Okay. Also, you know how to use the structures. We're talking about grammar stuff. Okay. And here it's very important to consider that, just let me scroll it down a little bit. Oh, you write the paragraph and you must consider the extension 5 to 8 lines. Okay. Because if you don't consider that extension, if you just write, I don't know, uh, 5 to 7, 5 to 6, you see, you are not accomplishing what it says in the instruction in the activity. So you got to be very careful with it. If your ideas are confusing, are not clear, are not accurate, also you're going to be, decreasing as well. Okay? So you need to record the audio with the questions, and you need to record the audio with the interview. So it says here that you're going to record the 10 questions and the answers of the interview. That's it. Okay? And then you just copy and paste the link. There is no problem with it. And the rest of the items in the rubric are the same, right? You use the word template text. If you don't accomplish one of the activities, you're going to be decreasing up to 80, 70, 60, etc. Right? Then also, um, if you have some mistakes, some grammar or pronunciation mistakes, 4 to 5, 6 to 8, 1 to 3, then you're going to be decreasing it as well. So before that, just double check your information before uploading your homework. Okay. In the critical thinking, is kind of the same as the previous rubric, right? So if you if your audio is not clear or there's a lot of noise or something like that, well, then you have over here your audio is not very good, so you're gonna be decreasing it. Okay. And also, well, I think that's it. So as you can see, they are very similar. Okay, rubrics are similar here because the purposes are the same. So it's not a big difference, just the cognitive part, which is exactly related to the homework, right? That's something you need to be very careful. Okay, so now let's watch, or let's see and check the template. Making my family timeline. Write 10 questions in simple past and translate them. That is the instruction number 1. So you're gonna write the questions over here. I don't know. Did you buy a house, for example, etc., etc.? So think about the information you would like to know about your family member, right, in the past. So, what happened in the past to that family member? Maybe you are considering something like, oh, I want to know about this. So, and then you start writing your questions. That is going to be an easiest way to remember and think about what to ask. Okay. Then you translate the questions. Instruction number 2, you're going to do the interview to that family member. Of course, if that person doesn't know nothing about English, don't worry about it. Why? Because the English part is from you guys. You are going to ask those questions in Spanish and you are going to answer them in English. So then you have over here, you're going to write the answers, English and Spanish. Okay. So for example, if you're doing this interview to your grandma, perhaps because you want to know something about your grandma has a lot of history behind, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to ask and answer the questions in Spanish for her, right? But you are the one is going to translate all the things over here. Okay? Pretty simple. Then you need to make a timeline. According to all the things that she said or he said, you're going to start making a timeline. Here, there is a video about an example how to create a timeline. You can find many examples in the website. So if you want to use this one, perfect. But if you have your own, perfect too. The idea is that you organize all the information chronological, so then you can place all the events according to dates, to the years, etc. Right? Okay, so if you click in there in the video, check this out. Sorry. This is a video about how to create a timeline. Okay, so here they're going to explain you how to do it step by step. Okay, so in this case, they're telling you how to create it. They have an example. They're going to tell you how to click in here, click in there, right? They're going to tell you some extra functions from the Word document to process the information. So they're going to give you a lot of ideas how to, let me show you this. They're going to give you a lot of ideas how to do this and how to structure this. Okay, super simple. But as I say, if you have another website, if you have another video, a tutorial video about how to do a timeline, you can use it. Go ahead. Okay, but you have this one, which is pretty good, pretty awesome, and it's easy to use. Okay, so you create your timeline over here, and then you move on to the activity number 4. Which is the activity 4? Okay, write a paragraph. Remember, if you don't want to use Arial, it's fine, but use the number 12. That is very important to use number 12. Okay. Once you write the paragraph, 5 to 8 lines over here about your experience, about what you felt asking those questions, and how you felt when your relative was telling you the information, how he or she was creating the story for you, then you're going to type it over here, okay, and write that paragraph. The last instruction for this activity, it is to record the audio. Tell your timeline by reading the questions and the answers. So, what are you going to record? Questions over here. Let me reduce it. What are you going to record? Okay, you're going to record the questions and the answers. Okay? Only questions and answers in English. Don't use the Spanish ones. We don't need the Spanish ones. For the pronunciation, for checking your fluency, you need to use only the English, right? And that's it. Then you copy and paste the link of your audio here. So you can use the Vocaru online recorder, or you can use your computer, or maybe you can use your cell phone and then, I don't know, send it to your email and then download your audio and then copy and paste the link. And remember, it's important, guys, to, if you are recording your audio in your computer, it's important to activate the permissions to listen to it. Okay, because sometimes you have some special permissions that we or any other person cannot click and open the audio. So it's very important you make sure everybody can listen to it and everybody can open the file. Okay, very important. Okay, so we're about to end the session, guys. And let me tell you in other subjects, because we are just uh, trying to finish in no more than 60 minutes, just 1 hour. I'm going to show you very quickly how to use the Oxford Dictionary and the Word Reference Dictionary. Okay? Those two dictionaries are very, very, very cool. Why? Because you can find for the definition, okay, just wait a little bit. Let me see what is happening over here. Okay. So you have it over here. So you can use dictionary English to English. You can, if you click in here, another menu is gonna, pop up. You can use Spanish, English, English, Spanish, etc. So this dictionary is pretty awesome because, for example, I'm gonna look for some, I don't know, maybe the word water. right? So then this dictionary is gonna give me the word, is gonna tell me if it is a noun, is gonna tell me the definition, is gonna tell me some examples how to use that word in context, is gonna tell me if there are some synonyms over here, right? Or if I want to check more examples how to use it, perfect. For example, let's see about a verb. Let's try to find the verb see. That's a very common verb, right? And we use it very common when we talk about past tenses. So verb, okay, you have over here, if there is a synonym, it is a transitive verb, right? You have over here the definition, you have examples, you have synonyms as well, and you have more ideas how to use the verb see in context, okay? It's pretty cool, it's totally in English, and it's gonna help you a lot, okay? But also you can use the other dictionary word reference. Maybe you can use, and also if you click in here, you can find more languages over here: French, Italian, German, etc. But what it matters, it is the English, of course, right? So, for example, I don't know how to say the verb. Let's talk about the verb create. I don't know, right? Okay. So, this is going to give me over here the translation of the word. So what do I do? Okay, so it's gonna give me something. It's gonna give me just the general meaning, right? The general definition in Spanish, and it's gonna give me the translation. But also you can play with both dictionaries. So you can, okay, the word is create, in translated create. I click in the other dictionary. I write it over here, and then I will see for more details in English to English. So, for example, it's going to give me more examples. The definition in English is going to give me more synonyms as well. So, then you can complement your definition. You can get more idea about what this verb is. You have the translation in the previous dictionary, and then you have more information about that verb. Okay? So, you can play with both dictionaries, and it's going to be perfect for you guys. Okay, so you use both, you have more idea about the words you are looking for, the definitions and examples and synonyms, if it is a verb, if it is a noun, an adjective, an adverb, etc. Okay, it's gonna be pretty cool. So in other subjects as well, we have extensions. Ask for them only from Monday to Wednesday. What is this? Okay, right now we are in week number 2. So you just have from Monday to Wednesday to ask for extensions from the previous week. Right now we over exceed the time, but we have a situation because you guys changed the advisor, right? If you have a special case about the extension, you can send me a message through the platform, or you can send me an email. Explain me the reason why you need the extension. Okay, that's very important. For the next week, suppose you have, I don't know, a problem this week. It could be, I don't know, related to your job. It could be something personal, something related to your family, etc. Right? And you couldn't accomplish the 2 homeworks for this week number 2. So for the week number 3, you have from Monday to Wednesday to ask for the extensions from week number 2. I don't know if I'm clear about this. So next week 3, from Monday to Wednesday, those are the only 3 days you can ask for extensions for this week number 2. Okay? Just Monday to Wednesday. That's it. Send a message through the platform, write the reason why you need it, write your complete name and your group, and then I will answer and reply your request right away. Something very important with the extensions to consider, it is you must have the homeworks ready. Why? Because right after I read your message, I'm gonna go right away to activate the extension. So, and it has a period of time to accomplish as well. So it means that If you are asking for the extensions of this week and you do it perhaps on Tuesday, you are in the period from Monday to Wednesday, and you ask for the extensions of this week too. So you must have them ready, because once I see your message, I'm just gonna go right away to your name, and I'm gonna go right away to activate the extensions, and I'm gonna give you only 24 hours to upload your homework. That's why you must have it ready. Okay, so for the extensions, if there's any more questions about it, let me know. Okay, but those are the main criteria to consider for extensions, right? Monday to Wednesday. If we move on to week number 4 and you didn't do the homeworks of week number 3, then you have Monday to Wednesday to ask for the number 3, and so on. And I remind you that there's no extensions for the final project, either the um, integrated forum, which are both in week number 4. Okay, there are not extensions for those because we are closing the module, right? But for these weeks, it is okay. If you have a special situation, as I told you, for week number 1, and in this process of changing the virtual advisor, just send me a message and I'll consider it, and I'll take it into account for activating your uh, previous homeworks from unit 1, okay, or week 1. Okay, then we have 72 hours for current evaluation. What does it mean? Okay, it means that from Monday to Friday, once you upload the homework, advisors have 72 hours to assess that homework. So, for example, if you upload your homework on Friday night around 9 or 10 p.m., the weekend is right ahead. So, we are not going to evaluate your homeworks because they are late night. So, you need to wait for Monday, Tuesday, up to Wednesday to get your homework evaluated, because they must be assessed in the current working days, okay? From Monday to Friday. That's it. And also, we have 24 hours to reply your request. So, also considering them from Monday to Friday, right? If you send, I don't know, a request, or you ask a question on Sunday or Saturday, probably we are not going to be able to reply you immediately, okay? You will need to wait until Monday. So it is good if you have any questions during the week, send them right away. Don't wait, don't hesitate for them, and you will receive your reply as soon as possible. Okay, well, this is it, guys. We're just finishing the session. Okay, I'll write over here my email. Also, if you click in the platform, you can find in my name. You can find also my email as well. So you can send me an email. You can send me a message through the platform. But it's better if you use the platform, because once I log in and I start checking all your homeworks and everything, I'm gonna go right away to check your message. It's a faster way to communicate for me with you guys, okay? But you have this option too, the email. Okay, so now we are ending the session, but do you have any questions? It is time to check if you have any questions, if there is a person logged in. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing the screen. Okay, so Pablo and Jaime, we have two students over here. I don't know if you have some questions related to the homeworks, related to general information about the module, something you want to share, something you want to know. It's time for answering questions, maybe related to what to record in the audios, or general information about it. I don't know. Do you have any questions, guys? You can type it here in the chat, okay? And I can answer to you right away, immediately. So let's see if you have questions, because if you guys don't have any questions, oh, perfect, Jaime. So if you guys don't have any questions, so we are now able to end the session. Yes, Pablo, do you have any questions about it? I don't know, general information, something related to the extension, something related to the homeworks, or something you want to add? No? Okay, guys, so if you don't have any questions about it, we are just ending this session. And I remind you, this video is going to be recorded as well, so you can check it further in the Novedades forum. I'm going to post the video for you to check it, just if you have more questions later. Ah, okay. Oh, Pablo, sí, claro que sí. Perdón, me emocioné hablando inglés, pero sí, claro que sí se puede intercalar español e inglés, por supuesto. Lo importante es que ustedes no se sientan, ¿cómo te puedo decir? Como frustrados a veces, ¿no? De que es un idioma, ajá, de que es un idioma que estamos aprendiendo y a veces nos puede generar un poco de conflicto, ¿no? Un poco de frustración. Claro que sí lo podemos hacer así inglés-español. ¿Te quedó alguna duda referente a las tareas? Porque ya es que las expliqué en inglés, pero ¿te quedó alguna duda? Igual puedo en este mismo momento volver a compartir esa parte por si por algo te surgió algún detallito, este, no te quedes con ningún pendiente, ¿ok? Para que puedas realizar bien tus tareas. Ok, mira, te voy a dar un feedback rapidísimo en español. Para esta tarea, tú te vas a guiar de estas 4 preguntas, ¿ok? Para que puedas redactar el párrafo que piden de 5 a 8 líneas. Si tú quieres contestar pregunta por pregunta, entonces está bien. Nada más cuida de que completes de 5 a 8 líneas en todas tus preguntas. Si tú quieres juntar toda la información abajito de las preguntas y hacer un solo párrafo, cuida que cumpla con esta extensión, ¿ok? Y todo es en pasado. Colocas una fotografía de ese momento más feliz de tu vida, que es lo que vas a describir. En la segunda parte de la actividad, vas a escribir un párrafo de la importancia de los eventos en el pasado. Hay que cuidar que utilices, puede ser la letra que tú quieras, aquí tú despliegas y puedes utilizar la letra que te sientas más cómodo con ella, que te guste más, pero sí es importante que cheques que esté en el número 12, porque he encontrado redacciones con letras de 20, 18, 16, donde solamente es como rellenar y que se vea grande el párrafo, pero si lo reduzco a un tamaño 12, que es lo que se requiere, lo ideal, entonces me doy cuenta que no cumplen con la extensión solicitada de 5 a 8 líneas, ¿sale? Solamente hay que cuidar esa parte y aquí vas a describir por qué es importante saber sobre los eventos del pasado. Más abajito, la última actividad de esta tarea es leer la historia que redactaste donde está tu fotografía y leer la parte del párrafo de por qué es importante describir las cosas en pasado. ¿Qué significa esto? Que tus 2 párrafitos que tienes aquí los vas a practicar muy bien, los vas a grabar en un audio y los vas a pegar aquí. Ojo, si tú te sientes más cómodo grabando un audio para el primero y un audio para el segundo, adelante. Copias y pegas los 2 links. Si tú te sientes cómodo grabando un solo audio con los 2 párrafos, adelante también y pegas un solo link. ¿Sale? Lo importante es que no te sientas, pues vaya, no te sientas en esa frustración de decir, ay, no puedo lograr el minuto y medio o me excedo por mucho, que igual si te excedes por 5, 6, 8, 10 segunditos, no pasa nada. Por mí no hay ningún problema, ya que comprendo que a veces es un poquito difícil trabajar con nuestra fluidez y la pronunciación, así es que no te preocupes por eso, pero si tú te sientes más cómodo grabando una parte y luego la otra, adelante. Lo importante es que no te sientas como estresado por grabar esta parte y que termines diciendo, ay, no me gusta, no quiero grabar audios, ¿sí? Sino que lo disfrutes, que no te genere ese conflicto personal y emocional, ¿sale? Entonces, aquí puedes grabar párrafo por párrafo o los 2 juntitos en un solo audio, súper súper bien para mí, no pasa nada. En esta parte de la segunda tarea, rapidísimo, vas a redactar tus preguntas en inglés y las vas a traducir. Igual, tus respuestas en inglés y las vas a traducir. Aquí el detalle es que tienes que cuidar que sea en pasado. ¿Cómo vas a hacer preguntas en pasado? Utilizando el auxiliar did. ¿Ok? Y toda la información, vocabulario, etcétera, pues viene en la unidad. Y puedes poner en práctica también lo que viste en la semana 1. Entonces, preguntas en inglés, respuestas en inglés y sus traducciones en ambas partes. Ahora bien, ¿qué vas a hacer en la segunda parte? Vas a hacer un timeline. Si te fijas en el videito que está aquí, te dan una descripción de cómo hacer un timeline aquí en el documento de Word. Si ese video sientes que no te es muy útil, hay más fuentes, hay más, pues más recursos en YouTube, en páginas especiales donde puedes hacer tu timeline y que no te sea tan complicado. Y entonces, cronológicamente, lo que tu familiar te comentó, te contó, te narró, cronológicamente tú lo vas a acomodar aquí, en ese timeline, ¿ok? Y igual, redactas un párrafo de 5 a 8 líneas sobre tu experiencia. O sea, ¿cuál experiencia? Bueno, a mí me gustó hablar de los eventos en pasado con mi abuelita porque tenía mucha información o sabía mucha información que yo no conocía, de dónde ella vivía, dónde nació, dónde estuvo, qué hizo cuando estaba joven, etcétera, etcétera. Y es lo que tú vas a describir aquí, entre 5 a 8 líneas. Esa es la extensión. Ahora bien, ¿qué vas a grabar en ese audio? Tienes que grabar las preguntas y las respuestas, nada más. Tus preguntas y respuestas en español, perdón, en inglés es lo que vas a grabar. Nada más, no más. ¿Ok? Y vas a copiar y pegar el audio aquí. Igual, si se te hace más fácil grabar primero las preguntas en un link y luego grabar las respuestas en el otro link, adelante. ¿Ok? Lo importante es que no te genere ninguna frustración al respecto y que puedas pues disfrutar de esta experiencia. Ok, leo las siguientes preguntas. Ok. Um, ok, sí. Una pregunta aquí es, la línea de tiempo se realiza en PowerPoint y se toma captura de pantalla. ¿Puedes hacerlo? Claro que sí, sí se puede hacer. O sea, si te hace más cómodo trabajar en PowerPoint para crear, poner los dibujitos, las flechitas, los colores, adelante. Si te hace fácil, hazlo, le tomas un screenshot y lo copias y lo pegas en tu documento de Word en el template, ¿ok? En lo que vas a trabajar. Y por supuesto que sí, podría ser una buena opción para que también se te facilite realizarlo, ¿no? Entonces, adelante, Pablo, sí lo puedes hacer. Y respecto a las sesiones, si se pueden hacer un poquito más tarde por motivo de trabajo, también podemos realizarlas un poquito más tarde, claro que sí, yo lo tomo a consideración y posteriormente son 2 sesiones las que se tienen que realizar, 2 espacios abiertos, así se llaman en esta modalidad que estamos trabajando ya. Estos 2 espacios abiertos se tienen que realizar miércoles y jueves, ¿ok? Y por supuesto que hay que considerar la parte de los trabajos, simplemente por la premura, porque soy su nuevo asesor que estamos en esta semana 2, es que tuvimos que agilizar esta sesión y ponerla en este momento de las 3 de la tarde. Sin embargo, por lo general voy a estarlas programando a partir de las 7 u 8 de la noche, ya que más o menos la mayoría de nosotros terminemos nuestras labores o trabajemos en cuestiones familiares también. Entonces sí, por supuesto, serían sobre todo en la nochecita para que estemos ya también más tranquilos. ¿Ok? Ahorita es por las premuras porque pues acabo de ingresar a este módulo, pero sin embargo, a consideración estará que los horarios sean un poquito más tarde para que todo el mundo pueda tener la oportunidad de ingresar. ¿Ok? ¿Tienen alguna otra pregunta, chicos? ¿Algo que haya surgido ahorita en el Inter? ¿No? Ok, muy bien, Jaime. Pablo, ¿tendrías alguna otra preguntita al respecto? De cualquier manera, chicos, si tienen alguna otra duda que haya surgido ahora sí que en el Inter del resto de la semana, no duden en mandarme un mensajito a través del mensajero de la plataforma o mandarme un correo electrónico para inmediatamente pues poderles ayudar. Y les recuerdo que las tareas tienen una límite de entrega que es los domingos a las 11:55 de la noche. ¿Ok? Ok, bueno, pues damos por terminada esta sesión. Muchísimas gracias, chicos, por haber asistido. Entiendo que es un horario un poquito complicado, pero les agradezco bastante y espero que en los espacios abiertos que tengamos en la siguiente semana, pues también contar con ustedes o con más estudiantes para poder aclarar todas sus dudas y poder estar ahora sí que en tiempo real trabajando juntos. ¿Ok? Que pasen una bonita tarde y buen provecho y nos vemos en la siguiente semana. Hasta luego.